All right, good morning. We're going to work on page 49 on your Making and Writing Words worksheet. Your vowels today are going to be A, O, U. Your consonants, B, C, D, P, and R. You want to go ahead and write them in your spots up at the top of the page. And remember that when you're filling in the blackish gray squares, those are only vowels, and these are the only letters you're going to use on the top part of our sheet. Go ahead and fill those in, and then we'll get started with number 1. Number 1 has 4 spaces and 1 vowel. Drop. Please do not drop the eggs. They will make a mess. Drop. Should be spelled D-R-O-P. Number 2, prod. The farmer used a cattle prod to move the cows along. Now that time they're using the word prod, and it's a noun. It's a type of a stick thing that you can use, and it has electricity in to move things. Another thing, if you're prodding someone along, it means you're kind of pushing them along. I had to prod my baby brother so that we could get to school on time, meaning you're trying to encourage him to walk along. Write the word prod, and then use the word prod in a sentence with your partner. Okay, go ahead and check your work. Now we're ready for number 3, curb. Mrs. Witham tripped and fell on the curb. Curb. And the curb is the place in the cement that comes up towards the sidewalk, the curb. Use the word curb in a sentence with a partner. Let's go on to number 4. Crab. Jose loves to eat boiled crab legs. Crab. And I think you guys know a crab is an animal that lives on the sand and near the sea. Crab. Use the word crab in a sentence with your partner. Okay, let's go on to another 5. Coop. If you coop these kids up inside all day, they're going to drive me crazy. Coop. Or another way you could use the word coop would be the chickens were kept in a coop. Coop. And that's another word for kind of like chicken house or with the wire around it. Coop rhymes with soup. It's C-O-U-P. Coop. Okay, number 6 is cord. Carolina plugged the television cord into the electrical outlet. Cord. Or you could say we charge our computers with a cord. Cord. Use the word cord with a sentence. Number 7. Carp. See, give your partner a thumbs up if you have heard the word carp before. Give your partner a thumbs up if you can tell them what the word carp is. Go ahead and explain what carp is. Carp is a type of fish. Crystal's dad took her fishing for carp at the pond. Carp. Now, if you're going to spell the word carp, The thing to always remember is the word car is at the beginning, then you just add a P. Carp. Number 8, card. Now I know you know that word, so while we talk about it, go ahead and tell your partner a sentence using the word card. Maybe you talk about a time when you might send someone a card. Card. Oh, our next one is burp. Please say excuse me after you burp. Burp. Okay? The first letter's easy in this one. What's it start with? That's right, B. Then we have U-R-P. Burp. Number 10. Bore. Give your partner a thumbs up if you've heard that word bore before. Okay, then I want you to try and tell your partner what the word bore means. There's 2 different forms of the word bore. This, you could say that she is a bore, meaning she's not very interesting, but that's not that's not the form we're using. We're using the word bore, and it's talking about a boy animal of some sort. See if you can figure that out with a partner, what a bore is. Okay? A boy pig is called a boar. And you'll notice what little word is at the end here. Or, like an oar on a boat. So if you can spell bore, you can spell or. Let's go on to number 11. Proud. Use the word proud in a sentence with your partner. You might say, I am very proud to be a Newell Fonda Mustang. Proud. After you've checked your spelling, tell a partner a word that rhymes with the word proud. And remember, rhyming words sound the same at the end. Tell your partner a word that rhymes with the word proud. Ooh, the next one is cobra. Cobra. See if you can spell that on your own. The cobra is a dangerous, poisonous snake. Cobra. And I've got to tell you, I think the only time I've seen a cobra has been in the movies. What do you know about a cobra? Number 13. Broad. Broad. Now I want you to take a minute and see if you or your partner can define the word broad. What is the word broad talking about? Broad. Broad is another word for wide. So, Jose had to swim hard to cross the broad river. Broad. Then it's easier to spell than you might think. Of course, you start with a B, but then you just put the word road. So if you want to remember the word broad, think of a broad road or a wide road. The truck was so big it could only drive on a broad street. Broad. Now, here we're going to spell the word board. Now this type of board is talking about a piece of wood. It doesn't mean that you were bored in English class. Board. So for instance, after measuring it, Crystal cut the board in half when she was building the shelf. Board. Now if we look up here, you have the word bore. The first part of board is exactly like bore. So you can start out with the word bore. And what do you hear at the end then? Bored. That's right. D. Okay, guys, the challenge word is going to use all of the letters in your boxes at the top. It's a compound word, and a compound word is two words. They are words on their own, and they're put together to make a new word. This word is cupboard. Now, while you're trying to spell it, I also want you to use the word cupboard in a sentence with your partner. Cupboard. Then, after you've used it in a sentence and you've written it down, compare your spellings with one another to see if they're right. And then, I want you to see if you can decide or if you can develop a hypothesis of what each of the words are that make up, what are the two words that come together to make the word cupboard. Okay, the first word, we say cupboard, and you don't hear the first word very much. It's cup. So start out with, it's like cup and board. Cupboard. So there's the word board. Cupboard. You don't hear the word P, do you? So you could say Mrs. Witham keeps her puppets in the cupboard. Or Mrs. Witham keeps the plates and cups in a cupboard. Great job. Now, I want you to go through with your partner and mark, figure out how many syllables in each word. For instance, drop has one syllable, so I'm going to write a 1 behind it. Now look at the word prod. Has one syllable. I'm going to stop this video and I want you to work together to decide how many syllables each word has.